This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahawashi, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahawashi. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahawashi is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 15 through 16, is that the United Nations is reporting how these JJs, these 1948ers, all right, these small hats, all right, they attacked UN peacekeepers in Lebanon, all right? They fired upon them, okay, using a tank, okay? And, hey, this is going according to prophecy because these UN peacekeepers make up, all right, multiple countries. In fact, the UN peacekeepers that are set up on the border of Lebanon and the statehood of the JJs, all right, what they call the blue line, right? They have, all right, this is called the blue line. You know, this is the where these UN peacekeepers are stationed at all along the blue line, all right? According to Reuters, all right, they have 50 contributing countries, okay? With a deployment of troops, of UN troops, of 10,000 plus, all right, stationed on this blue line, okay? All right? And now you have these JJs attacking, all right, these peacekeepers, okay, on this blue line. So this is leading to Armageddon, all right? This is leading to, all right, World War III. All right, and if you don't know what Armageddon means, all right, the Hebrew word is Harmagadwan, Har meaning mountain, all right, or hill, and Magadwan meaning place of crowds or place of troops. So it's interpreted as mountain of troops, all right, and the UN peacekeeper has a whole bunch of nations, all right, in this organization, and now these JJs, all right, are attacking them. So we're clearly seeing, all right, that, hey, World War III is coming. And the main targets are going to be these JJs and these Americans who back the JJs, okay? The statehood of the JJs and, of course, Babylon the Great. Those are going to be the two primary targets, all right? When you go into the history of why the blue line was set up, check this out. That's why it's important to get into history, all right, so you get an understanding of geopolitics, all right, to understand why the UN is there, what was going on, to give a reasoning why the UN troops needed to be there, okay? So it says right here, because this goes back to the 70s, on the 19th of March, 1978, the United Nations Security Council adopted Resolutions 425 and 426 calling for JJ withdrawal from Lebanon. Right, because this ain't the first time the JJs have, all right, entered that country, okay, causing havoc. All right, this ain't the first time. Okay? Following its recent invasion to ensure that the government of Lebanon restores effective authority in the area to the border, the United Nations Security Council and NATO, the beast, set up the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, right? That's that 10,000 plus troops as peacekeeping force to supervise the situation in southern Lebanon, right? And they haven't done a good job. In fact, they're getting their ass, okay, hit by these JJs, okay? But again, this is all prophetic because it's leading to the war of Armageddon. All right, the war to end all wars. Okay, all right. That's why you got to be on your watch. Okay, you got to be on your watch and looking at these prophecies, man, and looking forward to these prophecies, because this is, all right, when you see this is a sign that, hey, salvation is near. Okay, Yahushua is about to make his imminent return. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom. Right, and when you see, articles like this, you already know, all right, this is pertaining to these Edomites, man, getting dragged into World War III, okay, so they can be judged, all right? And a draft is coming, best believe it. A draft is coming, okay? And all you Edomites, you're going into this war whether you like it or not, okay? And there's going to be a lot of what's it called? A lot of sedition because when this draft is forced on the population. All right. First of all, I got the article right here because I wanted to bring this out too. Men in America, the young men in America who turn 18 are not signing up for the selective service. All right, and this is mandatory. All right, they're supposed to sign up for selective service, and there's a shortage on young men in America, mainly Edomites. Okay, not signing up for the selective service. Okay, it says of men in the U.S. who turned 18 in 2023, fewer than 40% signed up for the draft, down from more than 60% in 2020 before the start of the war in Ukraine. Right, because that Ukraine war, that put fear in these young, all right, American, aka Babylon, all right, young men. Okay, because they saw, all right, that war in Ukraine, that's leading to World War III, right, going against the Russians, and they know, all right, these demons, these young, all right, demon, okay, 18-year-old men here in America, they know the Russians are not to play with. They know the Russians, okay, got nuclear weapons. They got a strong standing army, all right. So, hey, it's naturally that they're not signing up. So it says, this eye-popping and previously undisclosed mission, as well as other revelations, equally damning to plans to increase readiness to activate a draft. Right. And that's why there's going to be an automation. You're not going to be able to have a choice to do it yourself. Something's going to happen. Laws are going to be passed where once you turn 18, all right, once you turn 18, your name's going right into the selective service database, okay? And that's why everything's leading to AI, automation, right? Was included in documents released recently by the Selective Service System in response to Freedom of Information Act requests, okay? The SSS maintains a database of eligible male citizens who could be conscripted if and when Congress and the President institute a draft, right? And we know it's coming, all right? And I'm just speaking as a man, all right? I think Donald Trump is going to push that decision, okay? All right? I think Donald Trump's going to be the president. Now, could Kamala be the president? Sure. It's the will of the Lord. I've been speaking as a man, just seeing things line up. I see Donald Trump coming in. But hey, they could put Barney in the White House. All right? A draft is still coming. All right? Barney can sing to you people. All right? Sing his song, right? His I love you. All right? You may love me. It doesn't matter. Your ass is going into the military. Because that draft's still coming, But anyway, back to, being serious again. You got it. Sometimes, like the apostles say, you got to have fun with this. Per the law, American males must register within 30 days of their 18th birthday or find it difficult to get driver's license in some states. Right. So you're having those that turn 18 saying, fuck getting a license. Okay, I'm not getting a license. All right, all right, because they don't want to get drafted. So they were saying, I don't need to drive. I'd rather take the bus or take Uber. Okay, and so certain states, all right, are like okay, that certain states are seeing a low number turnout of um, 18-year-olds signing up for the selective service, and they don't care about not getting a driver's license. Public statements from supporters of draft registries have justified preparation for a draft necessary for national emergency, self-defense, or supposed external threats such as Chinese invasion of the mainland U.S. Okay, and the Russians and the Iranians and the Arabs. Okay, scriptures talk about this place being hit, flooded with caterpillars. Okay, and you got, that's why the borders are wide open. You got so many foreign troops ready to be deployed. Caterpillar. Let me see if I can find it. You got to spell this correctly. Maybe I put an S again. Nope. All right. I know it's in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51. Bear me one moment. Here it is. Jeremiah 51, verse 14. The Lord of hosts have sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. Right. And these men are these foreign troops. Okay. And there's been numerous reports from the FBI, okay, local government saying, hey, all right, there are foreign troops from Russia, okay, from different Arab countries here. You have foreign troops from China, okay, coming across on the border. All right, yet the mainstream media wants to focus on Jake, all right, because again, prophecy has to be fulfilled. Jacob's trouble. But these other nations are here too. It ain't just Jake crossing the border. It ain't just okay, so-called Mexicans crossing the border. All right, it's these foreign nationals, all right, who are military trained, ready to go. The Lord of heaven's armies have taken this vow and has sworn to it by his own name. Your cities will be filled with enemies like fields swarming with locusts, and they will shout in triumph over you. Right. And that's coming, man. Okay, that's coming. You're going to see, all right, different, all right, foreign troops just open up, all right, like some Red Dawn shit. But, all right, in the beginning of the movie, you saw them drop from a warplane, all right, in parachutes, and then start lighting up. They lit up that Jake teacher. I watched the movie Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze, all right, and Tiger Blood, Charlie Sheen. Okay, it's always been in the back of the mind of all right, those that understand, okay, that Russia, okay, mainly Russia, is a contender to take down America with ease. All right, and now Russia, China, Iran, and these various other nations are gathering together. And then with these JJs, what they did, okay, they made it even worse for you Americans, because now the UN, all right, which is controlled by NATO, right? They looking at you sideways like, yo, you allowing these JJs just to open fire on our soldiers, okay? That's why the least of the flock shall draw them out, man. This World War III is coming. So Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom and his purposes, that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Right. And the least of the flock, when you go into this word least, it's all spiritual. Okay. Let's talk about the Amalekites, the JJs, the 1948ers, the small hats. All right. Least. Okay. Little insignificant, young, All right, young, right? The statehood of the JJ, all right, is a young country. All right, is the youngest. Okay, out of the Edomites establishing their nations. All right, so that's how you know when you look at it spiritually. Yeah, man. Uh, um, and then right here, 1948. That's when they were established. Like, yeah, these are the JJs. These are the 1948. These are the small hats. Okay, okay, and they were the youngest country to be established as a nation, the statehood of the JJs in 1948. Okay, spiritual, man. All right, you Edomites, you've been found out. All right, so you could try to hide from your biblical nationality all you want. All right, but the truth is out. You can't stop this. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Right, and clearly these JJs are drawing out all you Edomites into World War III. Okay, and there's going to be a heavy depopulation of you Edomites. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 8, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. Right, and hey, brothers and sisters, all we do it is waiting on the Lord and watching and keeping our garments, meaning this truth. All right, the understanding of the scriptures, keeping it, holding fast to the words of the Lord, man, and just watching the Lord work. The Lord is working. He is working. If you can't see He's working, then you ain't part of the elect. All right, if you gotta be carnal and be a paramilitary goomba, there's something wrong with you, man. You ain't spiritual. All right, we are spiritual people. All right, we are not carnal like Esau. Esau's carnal. That's why he's going into this World War III. Okay, whether okay, they know it or not. Until the day that I rise up to the prey, right? For my determination is to gather the nations, right? The nations, all right? Let's go to the word nations. Nations with a plural, right? And that's why you have the United Nations, okay, in the Middle East, okay, representing, okay, these nations, as well as you got China in the Middle East, you got Russia in the Middle East, okay, all right. All right, here's the Hebrew word. It's gawan, all right, which means nation, people, usually of non-Hebrew people, all right? But there you go. Okay? Now the JJs, they say goy, all right? Because they're on that Yiddish shit, all right? But it's actually gawan. Okay? That's the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Okay? That I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Right. Because this is all about judgment. All right. From the Lord. It's all about judgment. Okay. And he's making sure these nations go into the war of Armageddon. Okay. So that they can be judged. You Amalekites. All right. Well, no, before I get to that, let's get to you Americans, Babylon the Great. Okay, and you can thank the JJs because they're gonna keep your ass in the Middle East so you can be judged. Joel chapter 2 verse 20. But I'll remove far off from you the northern army. Right, the northern army represents America, and I'll drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea. Okay, so the east sea represents the Euphrates River. The Euphrates River, and guess what? The Euphrates River is dried up for what? To prepare the kings of the east. Okay. And this hinder part, all right, toward the utmost sea, right? That's the Red Sea, the Suez Canal, and let's get a map. Let's get a map. Check this out. All right, this is why we go into maps, and because it just makes the scriptures, all right. The scriptures are on point, the words, but maps and articles give it color, for lack of better words. It gives it color. That's why we go into articles. That's why we go into maps. And, this is from the CFR, Council of Foreign Relations.org. Okay? The U.S. controlled base operations for at least 15 years. Right. Do you honestly think that the American military is going to ever leave the Middle East? No. All right? Because if they did, it'll go against the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord is to keep the American military in the Middle East so they can be judged. But look, here you go. All these are red are military bases. Look at that. In Kuwait alone, military bases. Okay, military base. These are actually controlled bases that were there for 15 years. Okay, all right. Look at that. UAE. All right. Kuwait's right next to Iran. If all Iran, okay, if they once they get pushed to the edge, okay, they just lob missiles right here, destroy all that with ease. Okay, then you got other site with U.S. military presence. Here you go. Now these are, these were created within the last couple of years. You got Iraq. Okay, I'm surprised they didn't put red over here in Baghdad. All right, because the the U.S. embassy, okay, is literally a military base. Okay, is a launch point for the U.S. military, the U.S. embassy. I mean, I was there when I was in Iraq. I saw them built that freaking embassy. That embassy is as big as the Vatican, which proved that the American troops were never leaving Iraq. That proved that alone. Because Esau will not put his money into something if he wasn't going to utilize it for a long term. All right, and again, this is the will of the Lord to keep these Edomites, these American Edomites, in the Middle East. So there you go. This is all orange. And then check this out. Look at the sea. All right, because now we're getting to the point. The East Sea. All right, and the hindermost part. Right, U.S. Navy deployment. You got the U.S. Abram. Okay, right over here. Okay. Okay, look at that. And then you got the independently deployed destroyers. You got other naval, ships over here in the Red Sea. So here you go. All right. This is prophecy, being fulfilled right before your very eyes. And this is from the CFR. Okay. And that's why we had a great millstone to the Spirit of Power Yahweh Shem Shai. We're known as, as a group going into prophecy. All right. We're known as being going into prophecy and showing the prophetic scriptures, because that's the spirit of Yahweh Shai. The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? Here's another map. All right? You got the map of the biggest armies of the Middle East. You got Egypt. You got Iran. Okay? Look at the millions. All these nations are going to war. You got Turkey, which is part of NATO. Okay? And they can't stand the JJs. Something's going to happen where Turkey's going to say, all right, just give the big finger to the JJs, and it's all out. You got Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Syria, UAE, Jordan, Lebanon, right, and all these Arab countries outside of Turkey, which they're Edomites, and what's it called? Iran, which they're the Elamites. These are the Persians. All right, they're all together, and they all can't stand, all right, these JJs. They can't stand these JJs. All of them. All these countries, from Egypt all the way to Lebanon, they can't stand these JJs. All right? And the Egyptian, here's another thing. These are not the original Egyptians. These are Arabs. They just stole that identity. All right? The original Egyptians come from the line of Ham. Okay? And they're located now, I believe, in the Sudanese location. All right, the original Egyptians. All right. But yeah, so let's continue on. Let's finish this up. So America, you're being dragged into this war thanks to these JJs. Okay, you could thank the JJs, the small hats. All right, and clearly Donald Trump and Kamala, they're pro JJ. They're pro statehood of the JJs. Yeah. So that's why it doesn't matter who you vote for. You dumbass Americans that continue to vote. You should just, all right, it started, what you're going to do it. Eventually a civil war is coming because of this stuff. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things right. And again, there's going to be a major depopulation of Edomites, all right, when World War III breaks out. Okay? 21, fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things right. And we're not supposed to fear, man. We're supposed to be excited. All right. We see this stuff is leading to our salvations. All right. That's why, 22. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring, for the tree beareth her fruit. The fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. 23. Be glad then, ye children of Zion. Rejoice in the Lord your power. Right. You're supposed to be rejoicing when you see stuff like this. You're supposed to be excited. Because why? We're almost out of this captivity. For he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. Okay? And this rain, it represents this truth, this understanding of the scriptures. Okay? And the Lord is going to deliver us, all right, from this captivity. Okay? And we're going to be in our homeland, all right, where it flows with milk and honey, where we're going to be on top, we're going to be rejoicing. Now to you Amalekites, all right, you JJs, you 1948, you small hats, you so-called, Jewish people that watch our videos. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, right? It says it right, 18. How he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Right. See, the Lord has a bone to pick with you ever since we left Egypt. They attacked you when you were exhausted and weary. They struck down those who were straggling behind, right? The old, all right? The feeble, all right? The weak, all right? The children. They had no fear of God, right? And that's their spirit. That's the reason why these JJs are able to kill these Arabs with impunity, kill women and children like nothing, all right? Because God is not in their thoughts, man, all right? All right, but this is the same people. That's how we know these biblical Amalekites are the JJs, because how they move, their behavior. 19. Therefore it shall be when the Lord thy God have given thee rest from all thy enemies round about in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for inheritance to possess it. Right. When the chosen people are delivered back in the land, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, as well as the Israelite foreigners that are scattered among the nations that even look like the other nations, when they're brought back to the homeland. All right, when we are brought back to the homeland, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. Right. Okay. And really, this is when it goes to after they do their 1,000-year slavery. Then they get burnt up, pursuant to the book of Obadiah, which is a powerful, book, which you plantation Christians avoid like the plague. You dare not touch that book. All right. You plantation Christians are a joke. Anyway, Lord willing, us edifying. We clearly see that we are literally here. The war Armageddon is approaching, which proves that the chip is imminent. The RFID chip is coming. If this is going on, okay, all right, UN accuses Israel of war crimes over attacks on Gaza hospital. Right, you even got the UN just constantly, going after these JJs. All right, that means that, the chip is near. And then World War III, and in the midst of World War III, Yahushua comes, deliver the elect, Lord willing. Okay, I'm a part of it, Lord willing. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. All right, to deliver us from our captivity, as well as destroy our enemies, and the ones that survive, put them into slavery. Okay, and so it's coming. We're just waiting for that chip. So Lord willing, is less edifying. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Mukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it there. Keep the faith. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles and elders. As you can see, we're almost out of here. The Lord is ramping it up. He's making sure that the war of Armageddon happens. Okay? And we're close. All right? So stay prayed up. Stay watching. All right? Let no man take your crown. For the few that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, preach, cover, shalom.